All right, Jeff. First of all, great hat.
Thank you. I can't wait for all of the people to hate on it. But I don't care, suckers!
I don't care either. New Year's resolution.
More hats.
More
don't
hats.
like it? See you later.
See you later, hat haters. Do you know what I hate?
Right.
Our other dog is upstairs and she just ate my muffins. I got special gingerbread muffins and they have little cranberries in them. We were down here for 2 minutes. She's a brat. She's a
Did you eat dinner?
I had a muffin. I got one before Kaya got them. Watch this. When I do this, the hands clap. Hello everyone and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
board games.
And
board gamey things.
And
hats.
Obviously. I gotta take this off because it's gonna jank up my hair. You keep yours on though because you look great. We are here today to talk about some board game resolutions. Now, last year, at the beginning of 2022, we set forth into the world with some resolutions.
How'd those go?
That's what we're here to find out. So we are going to be reflecting back on the resolutions that we set for this year, that we set for last year, and then we also have a couple new resolutions for 2023. I actually feel like we probably did better than we think we did. So
she's in the kitchen again.
Kaya's in trouble. Kaya's in trouble because she ate the garbage. Let's just jump into it before our dog eats everything in the entire kitchen. Shall we?
Yep.
Okay, Jeffrey, our first resolutions. My first resolution for 2022 for board games is to play our shelves more. I think that we did...
Define that though, because...
That means like, okay, you know what? Maybe we didn't do so great. Because I think play our shelves more means like stop buying so many new games and
we probably
play our
bought
shelves.
more games in 2022 than we ever have.
That's 100% the truth. So there's a couple of things to note. Number one, we did do a Shelf of Shame month where we did play a ton of games on our shelves.
True. We
have played a lot of games from our shelves. It's just some of them weren't sitting on the shelf for long before we played them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
I see what we're doing here. We
did have a challenge set forth in 2022 called Play Your Shelves, where we picked like 11 games that we were like, we must play these. We played 2 of them. So, and those were The Mind. Ugh. And we did end up playing Western Legends.
That's the one we played.
But there was a bunch of other games
Western
on that list that we didn't play. Dinosaur Island, A Game of Thrones, the board game, which we're 100% playing this year. 150% we're playing that. Architects of the West Kingdom was on that list. Star Wars Imperial Assault, Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth, a bunch of those types of games. Gaia Project was on that list. I've
played it.
I haven't played.
Gaia Project.
Gaia Project. Did we play our shelves more? Kinda. But that's only because we brought in more and put them on the shelves and then we played them.
Depends on the definition.
Depends on your definition.
I will jump on that because mine is somewhat similar. Mine is play more diverse games.
Play more diverse games.
I think we did that.
I think that we did that. If you think about like the range of games that we played in 2022, we played coin games. Mm-hmm. We played stuff like Kanban EV. We played Stockpile, which is a game that I never thought that I would like. We played simple card games. We played puzzle games. We played auction bidding games. We played hidden movement games, deduction games. Negotiation. So I honestly think that we hit, like we've played campaign, we've played probably every single genre. So
I'm sure we didn't play like an 18xx game.
That's true. We played everything except for a train game, but I did play Ticket to Ride. Same deal.
Played everything? I don't know. I think that's a bold statement.
I think you're a bold statement. All right, next. My second one is to start and finish, from start to finish, a full campaign game.
Campaign games fell to the wayside.
We did start some campaign games, but we did not finish. So we started Familiar Tales, haven't finished it. We've started Vagrant Song, haven't finished it.
If any of we're going to finish Vagrant Song, I think.
Definitely.
I don't know, though.
No, we definitely were doing it.
It's so long.
We have to do it. We were planning on doing either Star Wars Imperial Assault or Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth. That's why they were on the Play Your Shelves challenge. We didn't even
All I'm going to say is,
try.
When we get to our 2023 resolutions, those games might have a little something to say.
Oh, the games are saying something. We love to see it. All right, Jeff, what's your second one?
Is to finally get a board gaming table.
Mm-hmm.
So
we did, and it did not lead to us playing more campaign games.
It did not. It did not.
Fun fact.
Good job, table. Good job.
Because we were always like, oh, we can just leave the game set up in the table, and then the cat won't knock things out. We weren't playing because of the cats.
No, we weren't.
We weren't not playing because of the cats.
We weren't not playing because of the cats. We were not playing.
They're hard to table.
Because of us.
But we've been good with Vagrant Song.
I'm the problem, it's me. Vagrant Song because it doesn't have a huge setup and a tear down and all of that stuff. And plus, so just like you can tell, we've been down here for 10 minutes. We've had to go upstairs twice already because of the dogs. Mm-hmm. So it's not as easy as we thought it would be to play games down here. So realistically, I think what we need is to get another board gaming table for upstairs to replace our dining room table. Is that what we need?
No.
We won't make it a resolution then. Channel specific, and that is to do more collaboration videos with more...
It wasn't even possible.
No. We couldn't. We had perfect intentions to do more collaboration videos in 2022, and then our lives took our feet from under us. So we have collaborated, though, with Billy and Michelle. Well, obviously the Fire and Ice Awards. Mm-hmm. Did we do anything with Table Nuts this year?
No.
Is that all that we've done? Oh, Tyler and Ilya. I did videos with Ilya.
True, we were there visiting.
We did way less collaborations this year than we did last year, and we are hoping to change that for 2023. It's just hard because it feels like everyone is at a completely different time zone than us.
The time zone's the biggest issue because we are so far east.
We are super east. We're so far east, we're not even in Eastern time zone. We're
it's
in
also,
Atlantic.
it's tough to like even just play games with our friends. Like anytime we want to play games with like Ilya and Tyler, it's like 10 o'clock here before, we can even like start for them.
Yeah, it is just hard to coordinate with people is the point of the story.
And also like for most people like us, this is not our full-time jobs.
No.
So there's also that.
I wish. All right, so that's when we failed.
I want to experience new game mechanics. So stuff I haven't done.
Experience new game mechanics was one of yours.
Yeah, I think that kind of plays into what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Well, I have done that. I mean, a coin has become one of my favorite game mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
I really have developed a love for like pick and deliver games for sure. Yeah.
A little bit less competitive.
I think we both did.
Be less competitive.
I think we've done that.
I think that we have done that. Okay, one of the best things that Jeff and I could have possibly done is to end our Jeff versus Jamie competition. Because last year we got way too competitive with each other and it made it so that it was not as fun. So this year we focused on fun first, winning second. Don't get me wrong. We still like to win.
We're always going to be competitive.
We're always going to be competitive. We still play competitively, like, with each other.
Yeah.
It's just that the tracking of it to see, like, who's better at this has diminished a lot, except for in tournaments.
I think there's an argument to be made for the tracking of wins and losses and focusing on that.
Yeah.
That can pull back on the enjoyment of games.
I used to always be like, as soon as we finished a game, I'd be like, okay, gotta put it in BG stats. I guarantee there's a bunch of games that I did not record this year because I just don't even think about it.
I think it's one thing to like track the play and who was there and whatever, but like there's instances when I've been playing games where before the game is even over, it's like, I gotta get this into BG stats, like who scored what and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it takes away a little bit from the fun. So we moved away from that this year, and I think we're just going to keep on keeping on with that and just be a little bit more fun, less non-fun.
I'd like to get more involved locally.
Get more involved with local game groups.
I think we have a valid excuse.
We have a valid excuse. We barely
don't
had
right
one.
now.
No.
I think we have an excuse for one reason. We've moved a bunch. So local.
What is local?
Changed for us a ton. Now that we're here and settled, yes, we haven't probably got as involved locally as we should. However, I also think that's excused because as we've mentioned in a prior video, well, not even that, like we've had some issues with our dogs. Yeah, we can't leave them alone. We can't leave Juno alone right now. I think it's getting better, but that's been part of this as well. So
definitely. But I will say, like, we did go to the Boardroom Game Cafe as much as we could in 2021. We got out to play with more people. It's just we haven't been able to get involved, but we do have some plans for 2023 on how we maybe want to do a bit more of that stuff.
Yeah, and we now have access to a game group. So we've, as mentioned, we've set up a bi-weekly gaming night here with a friend, and we're going to try and do like a monthly
Game day.
Game day, where people come here and play games all
like
day.
our board game weekends.
What have you, so.
Yeah. I would like to get better at teaching games. Getting better at teaching games. I guess I can't really. Do you think I'm better at teaching games than I was
think
last
you've
year?
gotten more efficient. I don't think you were ever bad at teaching games.
Yeah.
If that's the way you're looking at it. I wouldn't say you've gotten better. I would say, well, no, I would say you've gotten better because efficiency is part of that.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do think sometimes you read too quickly.
I'm very, very fast.
And you'll skip over things.
Yeah, I still definitely need to get better at this. I think I can teach Jeff. I find it a lot harder to teach different people who learn differently than Jeff. And I also just like, there was a point of this year where we were just like zooming through games. We were just trying to learn and play and learn and play and learn and play as much as we could. And so that's probably where the efficiency came in. I might be efficient, but I'm not succinct in everything that I say. I think that that is still something that I would like to continue to improve on in this year. And maybe not leave out rules when I'm teaching because I read too fast. Yeah.
I think that's a fair assessment, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I want to get better at being less distracted during games.
How do you think you've done?
No, that's tough. That's like a mental thing.
I do think though, like if your phone is near you, it's not an intentional thing. It's a compulsion thing.
No, and like, I'll have it right here. Jamie got me this thing, which helps with the fidgeting hands. Because that's really what it is.
Idle hands.
I get fidgety hands, and then normally it's my phone, and then I'm in my phone.
Yeah.
But since I've gotten this stays pretty close to me. Probably annoys some people, but...
Just this one. Which is his favorite one.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think I've gotten mildly better.
That is gonna be a lifelong work in progress. I like to play more older games. Play more old games. We definitely did this, I think.
Did we?
Definitely. Like, think about it. Like, Koopa, Dominant Species.
Okay. Sorry. I wasn't entirely sure what old meant.
I would say, like, older than, like, 2018.
Okay, yeah, fair.
And I think that we did a pretty good job of that this year. Like, when we mentioned it in our yearly wrap-up, but we played 294 new to us games, and of those, only like 85 were from 2022. Now, some of them would have been from 2021, but the majority of the rest of them were from earlier than that. So I think that's pretty good.
I want to go to more cons.
Attend more conventions.
Knock that one over the park.
But we only attended 2.
We did?
Dice Tower West and PAX. But that is more than what we attended
last year. We also like made up our own. So
we made our own conventions. We also have GaggleCon and we also have WallaCon. Yeah. Because if you can't go to a convention, what do? You make your own fun.
I don't know if there's any others that I'm interested in going to.
I want to go to everything.
AirCon's the only one that's super high on my list.
I'd really like to go to AirCon. I would really like to go to Gen Con at least once just to see what it's like.
I'm completely content not going to Gen Con. Mm-hmm. I don't think Gen Con is one I would enjoy.
I think it'd be overwhelming for you.
I think I'd be out of lunch.
Out of lunch?
Out to lunch.
You definitely don't want to be out of lunch. That's not a good place to be.
I'd be gone at Gen Con. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
PAX is hard enough for me. I can't imagine Gen Con.
I want to go to Dice Tower East because Disney.
I also do want to go to Dice Tower East.
I'd love to go to Shucks. Shucks would be super fun.
Vancouver's so far away. I want to go to Dice Tower East, but that's more so because it's in Orlando, and we have friends in Orlando.
And Disney's in Orlando.
And Disney's there. Dice Tower West, I'd like to go back to, not because of Vegas, but because it's just super fun. And a lot of our friends end up going to that one because it's close.
I want to go to Gen Con. I want to go to Shucks. I'm not really interested in going to Origins.
Nah. AirCon's, I think,
AirCon is a big one, yeah. And of course, Essen, which we were kind of back and forth about whether or not we'd go in 2023. But hello, we're going to do a Disney trip instead, probably.
Are we, though? Because we've done no planning. We've not even talked about it.
It's January!
Yeah. You know what we're like.
Thank
what about
you.
any of the Dice Tower, like, cruises or anything?
What, do I want to throw up on board games? No, thank you. Seasickness is no joke, friends. If I can't even handle Big Thunder Mountain anymore, how do you think I'm going to handle a boat?
What's Disney going to be like going
I honestly am really nervous. Although, I still think it was Disneyland. It's too zippy. Next on the list is trying to do a live stream. Nope, haven't done it. We didn't even try. We
were supposed to have this figured out by like now. Mm-hmm. Our goal was to have it lined up for January and...
Have you met us? That was everything for 2022. I think we did at least a 60%, which is a great passing score if you're a C student.
C's get degrees.
C's get degrees. So we each came up with a couple of resolutions for 2023. So my first resolution for 2023 is going to be a little bit more realistic with ourselves and our collection that we have, and maybe think about getting rid of or culling a few games.
I think that's fair.
I said a few. I'm talking Trivial Pursuit 80s edition. I'm talking Harry Potter trivia.
I think you're being way too slim in that choice.
Yes, there's definitely some other games we can get rid of.
There's a lot of other games that I think that we can part ways with, like Jaws of the Lion. That's a game that, no, you have, your resolution is to get better at this. Jamie's thing with Jaws of the Lion, she says that we're going to play through it with the other characters. We're never going to do that. The reason why we're never going to do that is because we have so many unplayed campaign games.
Yeah, I think you're probably...
So a game like that, I think we need to donate. There's some other games on our, because we do have a shelf
overflow
that's
shelf.
overflow games.
And it is overflowing.
And that is full. And those games need to find a new home.
Like Poetry for Neanderthals can go. Apparently the worst Christmas gift ever.
Honestly, I think Terraforming Mars can probably go.
Oh, okay. I would agree with that. I do think that we need to go through our collection, and the same way that we did with our books, because it was very, very, very difficult for us to get rid of our books. And then we got to a point when we were like, no, I'm ready to get rid of some of these, especially as we keep getting more and more games in. We do have plans to refinish like the whole basement, which is going to give us a bit more space. But as of right now, like that overflow shelf is overflowing my
And I also want to be clear,
whelm.
we are not going to become a culling
You most
channel,
likely
so
will not see a video about what we get rid
don't
of.
bother commenting and being like, I want to see cull videos, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not something we're interested in doing. If we get rid of some games, it's going to be donated to friends or local
Game groups. Jeffrey, what is your first one?
My first one is to complete 3 campaign games to completion. And I have specific plans for those 3. I'm not including Vagrant Song
You're not?
in those 3 because we're currently going through it. Oathsworn,
Uh-huh.
Imperial Salt,
Uh-huh.
and Journeys in Middle-earth
Okay.
need to be completed this year.
Okay.
And if I need to do that with Matt or someone else, then that's going to be the case, because I love those games. I feel like I don't get to experience those as much as you get to experience the games you love, and I don't think that's fair. So I'm making it a concentrated effort to play those games, get them to the table, and if however I need to do that, then I'll do it.
Can I play with you? I want to play too.
You tell me.
I want to play too.
Okay.
Okay. My next resolution is to play more games more than once. We were really bad for this year. We played so many games only one time. And they're games that we like loved. But it's just the nature of like, we got to play more games. We got to play more games. I really like playing different games. I really do enjoy doing that.
Yeah, and so do I. And I don't think that's wrong.
No.
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that.
But we are planning to do something called Favorite Game February. So the month of February, kind of like Shelf of Shame September was dedicated to our Shelf of Shame. February is going to be dedicated to the games that we love, the games that maybe we've only gotten to play once or twice and we just want to revisit them. And they may be games that we're always like, oh no, like let's not play that, let's play something new. Just to kind of rediscover some of our favorites. So that's going to be Favorite Game February, and I think it's going to help with this.
My next one is kind of a combo. I want to play Star Wars Rebellion. I also want to learn and play War of the Ring. I kind of bulk those because I think they're similar-ish games, just different IPs. Star Wars Rebellion is one that's been sitting on our shelves way too long. I think we're both scared of it for some weird reason.
I don't know why.
Even though multiple people have said, like, it's not something to be scared about. So I think that one will be fine. The one that's going to be difficult is War of the Ring. I've actually asked our friends over at Brothers Murph to teach me it. So maybe that's something I could hop on a video call with them at some point. Or, you know, maybe this year will lead us back to a path where we're together and we can play War of the Ring.
Oh, we'll be together again.
I would say this
Don't
resolution is more leaning towards Star Wars Rebellion.
Yeah.
I think that's one we can do. And War of the Ring is just like a 1B that if it happens, that would be awesome. If it doesn't, I'm not going to be super hung up on it.
My next one is channel specific and just like creation specific, in that I want to be more creative in the videos that we do. There's some videos that we just do because like they're the videos that we like to do and that we need to do, but I want to do more things like the final girl video, and I've got lots of ideas for different things to do. So I just want to try and not get complacent with the type of videos that we're doing and try some new things in 2023, and also focus on better B-roll. I feel like I've been getting better, but I'm shaky.
Yeah.
Whoa, that kind of thing. I really enjoy doing like the big kind of like intros like I did for like the Villainous tournament and the Dice Throne tournament. I love doing that. So I'd like to do more stuff like that.
Yeah. I love when you do it because it is incredible. I wouldn't say this is a want. This is like a need.
Ooh.
I need to paint more.
Yeah.
I've really, really dropped off on painting significantly. Like when we first moved in, I was painting all the time. And then I brought all my paint stuff upstairs, and then we went on vacation, and then my paint room kind of got ripped apart.
Turned into a guest room. Yeah.
And it's just never gone back to that. And so I haven't painted in months. With that comes a major backlog, and I just need to start doing it more. And if that means I need to like get the required equipment to do it, I need to do it because it's part of what we do, and I've gotten way too complacent with it.
I would like to host a local tournament. Most likely it's going to be Dice Throne. My brother has a board game club that he hosts at his work every week, and he's looking to do some more tournaments, and I'd really like to get involved and actually host one. So teach the game, set it up, run the thing, and do all that stuff. I would love to do that.
It'd be cool to do something like that at the Boardroom Game Cafe as well.
Yes, definitely.
Because they're definitely set up for that.
You interested?
Well, we're supposed to meet with
We're offering. But yeah, I would love to do, I think Dice Throne would be a great one to do. Villainous, obviously, those are two that kind of come to my mind.
I remember when we first got into the hobby, and like one of
the
first times we ever stepped foot in the Boardroom Game Cafe. I think it might have been the first time we were ever there.
Too, yeah.
They were doing a massive Ticket to Ride tournament, and it was packed.
Yeah.
And I would love to be involved with something like that again.
Yeah.
My concern with it is like we would need their support, and I'm talking about Boardroom Game Cafe here specifically, for their game masters to go around and help people, because I don't think I'd be able to do that efficiently enough.
Well, the two of us alone probably couldn't. It's definitely something that I would love to do. And then the other thing I said I would do a duo is just to host more game nights here. And we are, like Jeff already mentioned, we've got a bi-weekly game night set up. And then I'd like to do one monthly big game day where everyone comes over. We can have multiple tables set up. And as we continue to finish the basement, we are planning on, there's a room next to this where we might put one or two more tables in there so that if we're playing a big game like Nemesis, as an example, and somebody dies very early, they can go into another room and play games. Or, you know, it's not always fun to play at like 6+ players. You might want to kind of break into smaller groups.
Yeah. My last one is to finally try and get some solo games in. I don't know how I get there because, again, it competes in a realm for me that's difficult, and that is it's going to compete with video games. I don't know how I get into solo games.
You just got to find the right game. Start small.
Jamie solo games all the time, and she loves it, but I get distracted so easily. And the thing with video games is like I can just pause and move, or I can set up and be playing in 2 minutes. I really do want to play Mage Knight, and I know that that's like a massive undertaking, but it is something I really want to do. I'm very much out of sight, out of mind type of an individual, and I have a table down here in the game library set up for solo gaming. I have Stars of Vicarios all set up, ready to go. But I'm never down here unless we're filming. I'm never going to come down, sit, and solo game. And I need to figure out a way to make that viable.
I highly encourage more solo gaming because I think it's super fun. So my last one, once again, I'm going to combine into two. And we've kind of already alluded to a little bit, but I want to desperately upgrade the studio. We want to get an overhead camera mounted to the ceiling, the lights mounted to the ceiling. We got the shelves up. That was a good first step. We got the wall painted. The tables here, we need some more chairs because for when we actually play, I am considering like different microphones. I definitely need a new tripod, some more soundproofing in the room. I want to be completely set up so that it's easy to just come down, tell Alexa to turn on the studio, and everything just magically comes on. and everything is kind of attached to the ceiling, because the issue with it right now is we've got light, microphone, camera, monitor. This is where we play games with friends. So every time somebody comes over, I have to carry out, or either one of us has to carry out the 3 big light stands. We have to carry out the microphone. We have to carry out the tripod and everything. So I just like to get that set up. And one of the reasons for that, which is the other point, is we are going to live stream this year. That is going to be a thing. We need to have everything set up so that we can do that. And the reason why we can't do it right now is because we don't have an overhead camera that we can use. So those are some of our board game resolutions for 2023, which we will revisit again in 2024 to see whether or not we actually stuck with them. Before we leave, we need to announce the giveaway winner for Radlands, which we had in a giveaway, oh God, I don't know, a month or 2 ago. The winner of Radlands is...
Alyssa Scanlon.
Alyssa Scanlon. You little Scanlon. You are the proud new owner of Radlands. So what you need to do is send us an email, fosterthemeeple@gmail.com, or if you're in the Discord, you can send us a message with your address, phone number, and all those shipping details, and we will get this sent off to you as soon as we possibly can. So that is everything that we have for the video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in buying board games, like any of the many that we didn't talk about today, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us, that is...
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
Exactly. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon. And now...
my elbow. That's like...
we hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
There it is. We're watching another video?
What?
We're watching a whole other video?
We're going to be skipping through it. I wish that everything didn't annoy you.
Ugh, that annoyed me.
Part of the reason why we have tough time with campaign games is because...
Liar.
Liar.
Lies. I don't know, I look really good in that video though. Our lighting's really good there.
Really? I think we look really washed out. I don't know if they can hear that.
Is the mic on? 3, so maybe that dog.
She's a freaking nuisance tonight. Ow.